Hey y'all, it's Melanie, and I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope that everybody, all of my United States friends, had a great Thanksgiving. Mine was very good. I got to go spend some time with my dad's side of the family, and it was really great. When I do my personal update video, I'll talk some more about that. But I wanted to talk today about something that's seems to be becoming more and more of an issue with things that I'm seeing. And it reminds me of something that I studied in college when I was studying economics. There was something called 10 Stoffel. And 10 Stoffel means there is no such thing as a free lunch. And in economics, that has to deal with opportunity cost, which is the trade-offs that you make in order to get something. So in order to get something, you have to give up something, whether it's giving up your cash in return for the purchase of an item, or giving up your time in exchange for pay or income, or anything like that. It's the cost of the opportunity. And it's a throwback to actually the days around the turn of the century in San Francisco predominantly. There were lots of bars and taverns there that had these signs that would advertise free lunch. And if you bought a drink there, then they would have a lunch, and it was all you could eat. You could just stuff yourself at these free lunches. What the patrons didn't realize is that the tavern owners were feeding them often very salty foods to make them more thirsty, to make them want to buy more drinks. And they also inflated the cost of their drinks, so the customers were actually paying more than they really would have been paying for a drink. So the free lunch really wasn't free, because they were either buying more drinks than they normally would have because of the extremely salty food, or they were paying more than usual, and it was the inflated price of those drinks that was paying for the food. So the lunch wasn't really free. And what a lot of people have brought it to mean these days is that basically you can't get something for nothing. Somebody's going to be picking up the tab one way or the other, whether it has to deal with money or time or anything. Excuse me. So, how does this relate to the weight loss surgery community? There is no such thing as a free lunch. If you, in your pre-op, if you had the proper education, and your doctor and nurses and dietitians and your support team were doing their job, they would have been telling you all along the trade-offs that you would be making if you elected to have bariatric surgery. They would be telling you that you're going to be taking vitamins, pill vitamins, for the rest of your life. That you're not going to be able to just eat anything and everything you want. That you're going to be having to increase your protein for the rest of your life, and that the protein may not always be pleasant. So there are trade-offs, and you should have been aware of that. If you did your homework and if your team prepped you, you should have been aware of that. I went into this fully knowing that I was going to be taking pills upon pills upon pills upon pills. Pills by the handful every day, 4 times a day for the rest of my life. I knew this, and I was prepared for it. I knew that protein was going to be a challenge, and that I was probably going to have to take the yucky shakes, excuse me, and the bars, and eat meat and tuna and chicken and all of the non-carby stuff. and that carbs were going to have to take a back seat, if not no seat at all. That even though I love vegetables, that they were going to be more of a garnish to me than a meal. I knew that. Going into it, I knew it. And my team prepped me for that. So I was prepared. And I think that there were a lot of patients that were prepared. But they're also being seduced. And they're being seduced by promises of things like easy protein, easy vitamins, that sort of thing. And it really irritates me and bothers me when I see people paying the price for this seduction. I don't know if you subscribe to Experiencing Nirvana. If you don't, please do. She is an incredible lady, and she has gone through so much. She's, I think, over 3 years post-op. She had a Roux-en-Y, and she also had a band over that. And she's had problems, and just problems upon problems and complications. And she's struggling now, trying to get over joint problems and back problems, hip problems, problems with no restrictions on her surgeries. She's going through some weight gain, especially because of the pain meds and steroids she's having to take just to be able to live from day to day. And I really, my heart really aches for Nirvana, because she's struggling. And if you want to talk about a fighter and a trooper, she fights more than any 20 people put together that I know of, and is ultra compliant, and she does what she needs to do. But anytime she's been given an opportunity to, hey, try this out, we think it can help you, and to see it fail her, it really kills me. And one of the things that it looks like has failed her has been the patch vitamins, which prompted me to do some research, and they're not fully tested. As a matter of fact, a couple of physicians have actually taken it upon themselves to purchase PatchMD and evaluate them on their own, and come to find out that they had the samples that they've bought didn't have all of the vitamins in the amounts promised. And also looking at medical journal, peer-reviewed medical journal articles are showing that the transdermal patch type vitamins really aren't living up to the hype. And Nirvana, her iron level is tanked as a result, and she's been trying to look at getting a revision to her surgery, maybe getting a distal RNY or a revision to a duodenal switch. And there's a doctor, she's also looking at maybe trying to get hip replacement, and certain surgeons and doctors won't even talk to her until she can get her iron levels up. She's trying everything she can, and thought that the patches would get her through this, and she's been taking the patches religiously, and her level didn't even stay the same, it dropped. So that's one of the things I'm trying to say. If there's no such thing as a free lunch, guys, there's no easy way with this. If you have gone to the extreme to have surgery to try to lose weight and to get you to where you need to be, then you need to pick up your oar and row and dig hard. You're going to have to take the pills. You're going to have to take the protein, and it may not be in, the little tiny glamorous serving. Go old school. Go with what works and what's been proven to work. The pills work. They've been proven to work. Okay? They work. The big shakes, they work. Don't try to cheat. If you can't cheat on your food, we all know this. You can't cheat on your food, guys. You can't cheat on your pills, and you can't cheat on your protein drinks. And Nirvana, you know that I'm not saying you tried to cheat. Far from it. You tried to seize an opportunity, and you went off what was told to you. And there are people who are taking advantage of bariatric patients' ignorance, and that really makes me mad. Guys, there's no easy way around it. We get mad when people say, oh, well, you lost weight through surgery. You took the easy way out. We're the first to say, hey, it's not easy. Guys, it's not easy. You know what you got to do. Do it. Do it. Put on your big girl panties. Put on your big boy panties. And dig in. Dig in. Dig in. Dig deep. Dig hard. And do what you got to do. Drink the drinks. Take the pills. Eat how you're supposed to eat. And play by the rules. There's no such thing as a free lunch.